All right. So from Lily Lawn and Landscaping, KY, once again, though they have done this, they say, never have I ever drank from a hose.
No,
I've
I
drank
do.
All
from a hose.
often.
Oh yeah, love a good hose water.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get that water when it's fresh from the hose, when it's been lying in the sun all day, that's the best water.
You can taste
Like
the
it's,
plastic.
yeah, it melts the plaque right off your teeth. Yeah, drinking from the hose, drinking the warm water from a hose is why most landscapers never have to go to the dentist.
Hmm.
Take that to the bank. Take that to the fucking bank. Drink
The
enough warm
fluoride is
water.
activated when I
The fluoride is fucking activated. The water is warm. You can taste the plastic in it coats your fucking the rubbery plastic coats your fucking teeth.
this from
Take
the
that.
same guy who says buy the most expensive bottled water you can on your way home.
Just to offset the
Yeah.
drinking from the hose.
I am a man of many faces.
Which mic do we get today?
Well, no, like I would. I'm the kind of person that would drink from the hose all day and then grab a fucking Fiji on the way home. Wouldn't bother me in the least.
um,
I'm surprised that no one commented on the thing on my voice last week. My voice was pretty fucked up.
I have allergies right now, and they're bad. The plaque is or the not the plaque.
Plaque. The
The
plaque is getting.
no, now you got me on oral health and shit. No, the what is it? The pollen has reached Cornwall a week later than you, just as you had predicted. So
I did predict that.
now I'm
Yeah.
suffering. Yeah, I'm
I'm
suffering.
basically the weatherman.
Yeah.
Is there any more,
Um,
Mike?
Yeah, there's a couple more here.
Let's
Uh
go.
Never have I ever, from Zach Sweet, seen the Leafs win a cup.
uh,
I've never seen the
I
Leafs.
hate
I've
the
never
Toronto
seen
Maple
them.
Leafs.
Same.
You hate the Leafs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fan of watching them lose.
That's pretty.
You're a Leafs fan, right, PK?
Yeah, I had. Well, honestly, for this whole new stretch of people, I had sort of said I'm not going to get too invested in this because this is going to be just another disappointing shit show. But this year, I got pretty fucking invested, and we went to Game Five.
I love Leaf fans.
Three of us, four of us went to Game Five, and honestly, it was the best atmosphere. The tickets to Game Five were $1,000 each, and we were the second row from the top.
Oh,
The second row, it was us, one more row, and then standing room. But the atmosphere in overtime was fucking awesome. And then I saw Gudis take a run, and I knew we were in trouble because the Gudis does not break from the back for no reason. And then they fucking scored, and then it was like it was just over. And as we walked in the street with 17,000 other, and I had a big gold chain on with a leaf symbol on it because I was invested in this fucker. And then they lost, and now the GM quit, and now they're in
got
total
fired.
shambles. Well, his contract was up, so I don't know if he's got fired. It's like,
Well, he still has 6 more weeks, and he's
yeah,
not working there anymore. So
so okay, he got fired with 6 weeks left. Um, and now it looks like Matthews is already requesting a trade or something, and he's not re-signing. So I feel like the Leafs have dived back into, but now I can watch them for the next 10 years with zero expectations. So that'll be awesome. I'm kind of looking forward to that part of it.
so Dubas's agent works at the same agency as Matthews' agent.
Oh, there you go.
So that's the new speculation: is if Dubas goes to Pittsburgh, which he's allowed to talk with Pittsburgh now,
Yeah.
that he'll try to drag Matthews with him.
He'll probably bring Matthews and Marner and Nylander.
Yeah.
Tavares is jammed up.
Oh yeah, and he's not going anywhere.
Sid can be the new Tavares.
I do have to say that every time I see you share that you went to the game, it seems like they lose.
They lost every time. We went to game 7 last year.
Right.
They lost. We went to game 5, first round. They fucking lost. That should have been a clinching game. They should have won that motherfucker. Like, they lost. We went to game 5, round 2. They lost. I think I went once when they played the Bruins a couple before the pandemic with Chris, and they fucking lost then too. I'm pretty sure they've lost the 4 fucking playoff games I've ever been to.
Wow.
Every time. Yeah. Although we did go to a sick barbecue place, if anyone's ever in Toronto. It's called the Carbon Bar. If you got $75 burning a hole in your pocket, it's called the Experience. Get that. It's the fucking best food I ever ate in my whole life. For $75. It was the best. It was fucking awesome. The Experience.
Is it a platter?
It's a 7-course meal.
Oh, nice.
There's I don't remember how it started. It started out with smoked cauliflower and some. Anyways, it honestly, like, if go to the Carbon Bar, tell them Paper King sent you. They won't know who the fuck I am, but you could say it anyways. It won't help you in any way. You won't get better seat. You won't get discount. They won't let you in the door. But you could say that you know Paper King at the Carbon Bar. I wasn't the one that got us in. So
does PK10 get you anything there?
It gets you nothing. Same as everywhere else. Same as PK10 will get you a steady nothing off anything anywhere you use it. So it's that.
I got to meet Chris last week. Chris Arns.
He told me that.
Yeah. And briefly Tyler Carr as well. Tyler, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that you offered them a double slot on here.
I did not offer them that, but I think they said that you offered that.
I didn't offer that. They said
I think I did.
Oh,
I think I brought it up. We could pit them against each other live on the air.
Oh yeah,
I would do that. They'd be down for it.
Well, I do think that Chris did bring that up though, that they should do a double. Oh, to have, because they both own landscape depots, right?
They both.
I know Chris does, but
so does Tyler. He owns car landscape depot, and it's got the name Depot in it, same as Home Depot, Office Depot. They really caught on to that Depot fucking whatever it is, the Depot style. You said there's one more, Mike?
Oh, there's multiple more here. Well, let's play through the rest of these here. Jay Wilson 445. Never have I ever dug without locates. I've never dug without locates.
Oh, I've done that. More in the early days, but we don't do it anymore.
Well,
you wouldn't even know who said it was okay to do it, but if someone told you it was okay, then it was okay.
I remember sorry, go ahead.
Like, you'd be on a commercial site and like one of the laborers for the GC would say, "Oh yeah, you're good here." And so you'd go and dig there just because he said you were good. And he knew fucking nothing about anything. But because you took that guy's word for it, you thought you were good.
There's a fucking video on the Lake Ridge YouTube channel. And we were on this site and there was no locates. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to dig without locates. And the guy said, I'll just witch the locates. And there's a video of a guy
I've seen it actually.
Witching locates on our job site and spraying, going, this is where the cable is. And I was like, all right, I can accept this witching. And so we started digging. I don't know if this is a good story. So the guy did the witching, sprayed out all the lines, the witching, and said, okay, you're good to dig. So we go to the first tree. We start digging. I'm digging. I look in the hole. I'm backfilling. And the guy comes up to me and goes, hey, the tree goes there. I said, not anymore. It goes over there because I just dug into the main electrical line. Oh, fucking God, Lex. Because I'm not dead, I buried it, and we're just gonna leave it alone and pretend it never happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I could tell you that witching is not an effective locate. How about never have I ever dug on top of a locate when I knew it was there? Oh, come on, Chad. I'll tell you right now.
You're only feeling the first little bit, and then you start the hand dig.
Then you start to, oh, fuck, I've dug the whole hole.
No, you're good for at least 6 or 8 inches before you start the hand dig.
The only gas line I ever dug up was 1 inch under the sod. Oof. I'm just saying that. I'm putting that out there. I cut a gas line, and then we crimped it. And then the fire department showed up and fucking went bananas because they're like, you can fucking cause a spark doing a crimping. I'm like, you bill us for all the gas that's escaping, you motherfuckers. Obviously, we're going to crimp it.
Some guy said you could just fix it with like shark bites. He says he hits gas lines all the time and fixes them with shark
all
bites.
The time?
Yeah.
All the time. Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, I guess, would you do it? If you knew you weren't going to get caught and you could fix it with a shark bite, would you do it?
No, because that you blow people up, man. The gas fills the ground, and
yeah.
One time we were digging on this like roundabout street. There was a dead end that had a bunch of empty lots because it was for like these huge mansion lots that it takes forever to develop. And we were planting street trees, and when we got to the end of it, the guy had located and stopped the locate, and then the tree was like, I don't know, 8 feet from it. But the pipe actually extended to where the tree was, but then the pipe dead ended. And when I dug it, I knocked the end off the gas pipe, but didn't realize. Like the cap. So we planted the tree, but then the gas started leaking into the tree, and then the tree sank, and it was fucking chaos. But I mean, we had locates. I've dug up lots of shit with locates that were wrong. Like epic shit. Like one time I shut down all of Whitby.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like epic shit. Like where there was like literally 30 white hats showed up freaking out. I don't know if you guys remember, there's a picture of me like sleeping on the ground with like a can of Rockstar.
Yeah.
It was that was that day. We
Before
had two.
You hit something or after?
We were digging a trench behind the bank at the corner of Brock Street and Highway 2, which is like the main intersection of Whitby. And we're digging this trench, and we knew there was 2 gas conflicts. So we had a vacuum truck there to vacuum the gas conflicts. So we dug to where, within 2 meters to locate. Well, and then from the last gas conflict, we could dig straight to the hydro pole, and it said there was no conflicts. So we're digging, and all of a sudden, like all this like clay pipe comes up and pieces of fiber optic cable and all this shit. And the kid I was with was like, hey man, there's a bunch of shit in here. And I was like, oh no, locate says it's clean. It's a fucking old buried crap. And I just kept digging and digging and digging. And we fucking took out the entire fiber optic network for Whitby.
Wow.
Holy
because
shit.
the locate guy hadn't walked from the last gas line to the end and didn't locate that area, but he wrote it as clear. So they like showed up and they like were fucking freaking on me because they're white hats. And I said, listen, man, I'm going to drink this Rockstar and fall asleep. I'm living in a parking lot down the street, so I don't really give a fuck about this. Here's the locate sheet. It says I'm clear to dig. You can suck it, bro. And they did. There was guys there fixing that. They have to piece it all back together. There was guys there for like 3 weeks fixing the fucking fiber optic cable.
Man.
Wow.
That was the same place where we cut all the asphalt and the dust blew into some apartment and killed like 10 men with optical fish. That was the same job where the wheelchair guy got trapped in the A gravel and we had to send someone down from Peterborough to fucking save him. It took like 2 hours to get him out of it. He was trapped, and that was an epically bad job. It's one of those jobs where everything just went to fuck. But at the end, don't ever dig without no fucking locates. You'll die sooner or later.
I feel like if we ever did a drinking Never Have I Ever game, I would crush BK. The amount of stories that you've got that I've never experienced.
Yeah. I guess it comes with age.
Here's one time at that job at the corner of Brock and Highway 2. I don't know if I've ever told this story before. we were bringing, so it was all fenced off because it's a bank, and we were like doing concrete, and we had to bring the Bobcat out of the fence on the road and then around and then back in the fence on the other side because of the way the job site was set up. So I was like, okay, I'm coming out of the fence. And one of our guys jumped out, like, you know, it was like not wearing a vest, not wearing a hard hat, fucking stopped the first fucking car and said, you wait, we got to bring this Bobcat out on the fucking road. And that car was a fucking Ministry of Labor inspector who quickly performed an inspection of our job site.
Ooh.
And then, as he was about to write us a fine, there was some dudes on scaffolding 3 stories high, and someone fell off it or something across the street. And he was like, "I gotta get over there." And I was like, "See you later, bro." And he never came back.
Wow.
And we skated free on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, that's probably something you've never done, Mike.
Nope.
You guys came. I came in at the end of it. You guys came in after it ended.
Yeah.
Next.
Next. WB_Outdoor Inc. Never have I ever crapped in a 5-gallon bucket at work. I have never done this.
I shit in the bush multiple times. And came out with no socks on, but never in a bucket.
No one in a bucket.
Never in a bucket.
That's what the people are doing with those nitro buckets.
We never had the luxury of toilets on site.
Edge buckets. Yeah. Well, we never had toilets on site either. That's like a fucking luxury.
Yeah. We have these grass cutters in town, and they have like 3 trucks, and they run around with their white pickup trucks and their trailers, but every truck has a porta potty in the back of the truck, and it sticks up however high a porta potty sticks up, but like,
wow.
They go everywhere with these things. Like, they rent them for the season and they just put them in the back of their truck. Like, I can't imagine having to go that bad all the time.
I guess in some world it must save them a lot of cash.
Well, they must know their
do you get bathrooms on site, Mike?
No.
What do you do with them?
Oh, there's a Tim Hortons around and stuff.
So have you ever done the math on how much time your people spend going to Tim Hortons? Over $100 bathroom rental?
No, I have actually never looked into that and how much a porta potty costs.
It's like $300
for
a month.
Oh, really? Yeah, that would be useful. I just don't know, like, how, especially in that old folks area, how much they would want a porta potty sitting on there.
They'd probably like it more than you pissing in their backyard in the corner.
I guess so.
We've had them everywhere I've probably been getting them for at least 8 or 9 years now. 8 years, 9 years. I remember when we first started posting videos and there'd be a bathroom, people would be like losing their shit. DMing me, I can't believe you have a fucking bathroom on a residential job. I'd be like, what, you want your guys to like piss in the corner, like, or go in the house? The more you go in someone's house, the more there is a chance of fucking problems.
Yeah.
If someone says to me, "Oh, the guys can use my bathroom, you don't need to rent one," I'm like, "Yeah, that's great till you knock your bracelet off your fucking desk."
Yeah.
And it's lying on the floor under the fucking desk, and then all of a sudden you can't find your fucking bracelet.
Right.
For our guys that fit in the house.
Nobody goes in the house.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I can leave the garage unlocked. No, you can't. We're not responsible for that. Leave that.
Don't go in the house. Don't show naked pictures to the clients. We got fucking hard stops on both those fucking things. Next, Mike.
Last one. And there's 2 exactly the same. So I wonder where they got this from. Gates, Timmy, and Nathan Hartlob 99. Both of them say, never have I ever glued coping with jizz.
Me either.
I've never done it.
I have not either. It's not been on my list of things I've done.
That's awesome.
I have not done that.
It's a good way to end it there.
I have never ever done that. So,
never tried.
Nope.
Like, not even a small tube?
Have you ever thought about doing it?
No. I'm not making a rule about that. Like, I don't need another rule. Like, let's not jerk off in the customer's backyard when we're gluing the coping down. I feel like that's not a rule I should need to make. I feel like
Well,
that is in the unspoken rules.
But
yeah.
so did you think that what your one employee did showing those to the client, you thought that was an unspoken rule? So maybe this also needs to go into your handbook.
That's a valid point, Mike. I accept your point.
So, do you guys remember how last week I told you about that pool job and the pool guy who may or may not have fucked off with the client's money?
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
Yeah.
within a week, because I think we have no more episodes in the bank, right? So, like, everything that people heard is almost in real time now,
Real time.
right? Real time. So,
I don't know
within a
if they can
week,
handle it.
that client called to postpone the job because they had a family emergency. They said they were postponing the job indefinitely. Said, okay, no problem at all. And I was thinking, well, that's great for the pool installer because now he doesn't have
He's got
to.
time to get that
Yeah, he's
money.
got some time. Right. And then this morning I get a text say, we're all good, back on, family emergency isn't such an emergency. I said, great. Have you heard from the pool installer? The message was, I left him another message. And that's it. I said, okay, keep me posted. So so
When
I'm
you
like,
tell
it's
those people the pool installer's gone,
well,
he's never coming back.
I don't want to create more trauma. They obviously already had something incredibly difficult happen to where they had to postpone their job, right? And all of a sudden it's
But did they
back
really
on.
postpone it?
Not real well,
Like,
in their heads they did, right? In their heads they
but in your head, you were like, "This guy's never coming to install this pool, so
well,
this job
yeah, the jury's still out on that.
is the material paid for at the supplier?
My material, yes. And it's the most expensive landscape material I think you can buy.
What is it?
Everest.
Ooh.
It's
Oh yeah, that stuff
like
is.
like
Were you going for
that's
the catalog when you bought that shit?
no, because it's an on ground pool. You know how they put the pool halfway in the ground?
Oh yeah.
So it's exposed
So
on one
some
side,
dude
but
is
not.
not installing that. That's like a 2-day install.
Yeah, but the guy doesn't own any machinery. Like, I don't know who he's getting to do the dig. Like, he works.
Who who gets a half in-ground, half out-ground pool and then buys Everest?
These clients. Well, their backyard slopes off to the point where, and it's not big enough to really like. It's a weird situation. Their backyard slopes a lot, and it's not really. You can't really put a
How
full
much of their
in-ground pool
money
there.
can this above-ground pool guy have?
I think they're like 20K to put those in, but that's like when all said and done.
I feel like this is a great opportunity for NDL to get into pools.
I don't want to touch pools. I'll do pool surrounds all day. My partner does fiberglass pools, but I don't want to touch a pool ever. I have no desire. Like everybody jumped on the COVID pool installing train. I don't want to touch it. Not for
I
me.
think at my age it's too complex.
So it's well then you have to plumb the whole thing, and that's tedious to me when I just want to be doing other shit. So
I just think there's a lot of like electrical and
yeah,
gas and fucking we I fucking hate pools altogether. I have no use for it. Well, whatever.
yeah,
I don't know. Like we do, I guess we work around a lot of pools, but I
yeah.
I don't know. I
I'll
if I
work around
could
a pool
just
all day, but
if I could not work near pools, I and you got to build a waterfall and you got to fucking who's responsible for electrical and I don't know. I got
yeah,
nothing.
you're waiting on someone to finish their part so you can do
I
your
could have
part.
slammed out 5 fucking peanut shaped patios by now.
Yeah, yeah. We did a
I'm
Mickey
doing the
Mouse pool a couple of years ago.
what that look like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, the two big ears there and then the face and stuff like that. It was a
Really?
monster pool. It was like 40 feet long and you had to miter all the coping to go around. What a job. But and silence.
It's always good.
Both of you guys are looking down at your phones, like, oh, how much do we have
no,
left here?
Silence.
no, I've got a fucking text message. We're starting on Thursday. We're starting a small cleanup job, and Drake just texted me about it. So we're starting
cleaning
a
up a
small.
beach.
Yeah, it's like stuff that we don't. Some stuff we don't normally do, like garden edging and weeding, and
Oh, because you
cutting.
want to get into this, or because you're filling the space?
No, it's a fair sized client asked us to do it at a property of his, so I said sure, why not? He's a
Right
good
on.
guy. I'm always happy if we have a good client. I'm happy to provide them with more services. It's a
Yeah.
good client who's organized and always pays their bills, and it's just we don't usually weed gardens and do edging, so um yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
We don't cut down trees, and not a big tree, but it's just stuff we don't normally do. It's like a bunch of small maintenance stuff, like put down some topsoil and seed, and it's just shit we don't normally do. But the guy made a video of everything he wanted done and then sent it to me, and I sent it to Drake. So he just texts me and he's like, "Oh," because it's just it's like not shit we normally do. But at the end of the day, I always say the same thing. It doesn't. No, not once in my life have I had a meeting with an accountant. We said, did this $100 come from pulling weeds or laying pavers?
Yeah, you're
It
right.
doesn't really fucking matter. No one has ever asked me where the money came from. They don't give a fuck.
That's
They
the
just
same
need it to be
slippery
there.
slope, though, that if you picking people's garbage and disposing of their fucking old patio set.
Not well. Everything in
I
life
mean,
is a. Actually, I had an interesting conversation with Drake today at work. We're talking about knowing the fine line between when a client is asking for too much and when a client is asking it's a reasonable ask, because we're on a big fill job, we're doing fill, the dirt has some chunks of concrete in it, Drake's throwing them to the side in piles, and this guy's putting his own bins down, and he's saying, can you throw the concrete in the bins, but they can't have any dirt in it? Well, like, it's concrete covered in dirt, so it's hard to separate it. It takes time, and he's using a 14-ton excavator, and some of it is like a fucking cinder block. Like, this is not, and he was like, this takes a lot of time. And we were just having a debate on like, where do you draw the line with a client on that, sort of as an extra, not an extra, taking time? Because obviously, if this guy's provided us with a fuck ton of work, we worked there all winter, we're working there again, there's probably still another, I would say, at least 350 to 400 loads that need to come out of this property. So like, but at some point you can't just be loading this guy's bins for free forever. Or can you? Because you're waiting in between trucks, you've got time. It's an interesting line to draw, where you say, okay, this is something we do as a favor, and this is something we do as an extra. And really, I think that you only get to a point, it's just based on experience.
Yeah.
And the value of the client, right? If someone asks me to power wash their driveway, the amount of extras they'll get with that are probably pretty slim. I guess it depends what they're paying, but whereas if you have a client that's steadily supplied you with work for the last 5 years, and they ask you to do something on a job site, like, hey, can you unload all those pallets off that truck for me? Because I don't have my skid steer here. That's something you'd probably do. But it's all just comes down to experience and the value of it's hard. You can't teach someone when it's okay to do something and when it isn't. They just have to make a judgment call. We were just talking. Anyway, it's an interesting conversation.
I got something on that. So, well, sort of like that. Last fall we had the job to do topsoil and sod on a city street. the GC decided that because the city inspector had said winter's coming, you have to shore up all these sidewalks so people don't trip off the side of the sidewalk. They said, okay, well we're gonna do the topsoil then. And they called me. They said, okay, you got to come put your topsoil down. I said no, because the sod farms aren't cutting anymore, and I can't leave mucky topsoil there all winter. They said, okay, fine, we're doing the topsoil. We're taking that out of your price, and you can do the sod next year. I said, well, I disagree, but fine. What am I going to do? Like, my hands are tied, right? I had a meeting this spring. Obviously, there's a lot of touch-ups to do, a lot more topsoil to add, and it's full of weeds. And they said, so what are you going to do about the weeds? I said, what are you going to do about the weeds? I'm just here to put down the sod and water it now. So, like, it's a weird dynamic. Like, we work together, but you sort of fucked me and took part of my job away. And now you want me to deal with, like, it's weird.
Well, they don't want to pay for it.
They don't want to pay for what?
Well, they don't want to pay you to pull the weeds out, I'm guessing.
No.
Right.
No.
It's probably a fuck ton of work.
Oh, yeah. It's like 2 city blocks worth of weedy topsoil. And I told them not to put it down in the first place. I said, just shore it up like with gravel like you do every year. I said, well, that's a pain in the ass because then you have to pull it out. I said, but it's more of a pain in the ass to pull out weeds from blocks and blocks of boulevards. So, and I mean,
so what are you going to do about it?
what are they going to do about it? I'm going to put down the sod whenever it's time for me to put down the sod. He's like, well, there's ruts in it. Are you going to rake it out? I said, no, you took the topsoil price to do the topsoil work off of my unit rate to do it all. Like, you cut me off at the knees and I can't be doing your work now. So
your expectation is for them to pull all the weeds, do all the raking, do the 100% cleanup, and you're going to come and roll sod.
Yep. Because that's what they took out of my price.
Oh, I agree with you, but that's never happened.
No, you're right. It's never happened, but they can also lay the sod themselves then. But I have a PO, and they fucked with the PO by dissecting it to do part of my job.
So I am in agreement with you, but I'm telling you, there's no fucking way a GC is doing that work.
Yeah.
They're going to either pay you for it or they're going to pay someone else to do it. They think it's cheaper, but there's no fucking way they're going to do it themselves.
No, I agree. They're not going to do it themselves. And it may come to where we're laying sod over the weeds, but that wouldn't be the first time. We knew that often enough.
And then all the homeowners,
they don't come back. Complain. Stupid Barb. No, she lives a couple streets over, actually. So
it's okay to put sod on weeds here.
It's
Barb lives a couple fucking streets over.
Yeah, she'll never know. Barb will never know. So
here's the most shocking thing that happened to me last week. And it happened last night. I started entering my numbers into Mike's Hardscape headquarters program.
Holy.
I know. Fucking
we'll throw you a party whenever you're done. On your own dime.
It is easier than I thought it would be.
Is it? That's good to hear.
Keep in mind, I don't know if I've done it properly.
Yeah, because you didn't contact me at all or anything.
I like to think that I have some take on things.
This is going to help because as somebody that comes, nobody has gone into it blind like you. Well, most people book like a demo or something. So this will be good to hear what went right and what went wrong.
I feel like it went right for me. I don't know. Can you go into what I've done and look at it?
I can't go into people's accounts. I don't want that access.
Okay.
Did you watch the videos?
I did.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I did. To each thing that I was setting up, I watched the video the videos were good. It's like only a minute.
Yeah.
So I watched the 1 minute video and then I set it up. And I just did whatever the video was, and then I went and did that thing.
Did you
And
start a budget though?
Yeah, I have. I have a I have a budget for the landscape construction division with all the landscape construction equipment in it.
Perfect.
And I have a budget for the haulage division with all the truck stuff in it and the cost and the recouping cost and the resale cost. The only where I struggled with this is a whole know your numbers segment. This is really fucked up on this podcast, but where I like, so what I didn't know was it says resale value or no, it says cost, replacement cost.
Yeah.
Am I putting in, so some of these things, like say my brown pickup truck, I paid $33,000 for that truck 5 years ago, or 27, whatever it was, 33 grand with tax in it. But the replacement value of that truck today is 100 grand. So for replacement value, I put in the value if I had to replace that truck today, not what I paid for it.
Yes.
Because what I paid for it is actually irrelevant in terms of recouping the costs of replacing it in 2023.
Yeah, you want to be earning money to start to build to replace that piece of equipment if it was to go down tomorrow, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the things I did include that actually had to do with that truck was maintenance costs, because maintaining that truck is probably going to be relatively close to maintaining a brand new one in relative terms, I guess.
Right.
And then I also like the gas usage, like I included how much gas it uses a year on average.
Yeah.
So, but those things aren't going to switch between trucks. It was more just that first line of replacement value. Like I'm not going to, if I put in 33 grand, it's not building to, like I can't replace that truck for $33,000 right now. That's not like, unless I was buying exactly the same truck, which doesn't exist anywhere. So.
Right.
Anyways, I worked on it. I started the employee part of it.
Did you get into the cost codes and cost types for each of those?
I did not.
You did not? Okay.
I only did this for like 3 or 4 hours last night. So,
Gotcha.
And I will say to anyone who's listening, Mike has substantially more times available than the guy who runs whatever the fuck that podcast was last week. Mike has a wide selection of times that he will talk to you and help you. That podcast guy emailed me back, said, haven't heard back from you. And I said, sorry, bro, it's not Tuesday at 2:00. So I didn't send you an email. I think you were fucking available. Anyways, he did send me another email. But I did start doing it. I'm going to work steadily on it at soccer. That's my new goal.
Nice.
Every time I go to soccer, it's in a park. It's nice. I'm going to sit at a picnic table. Drake got me one of those Milwaukee things that you put a Milwaukee battery in, and then you can plug your computer into it, and then it'll charge your computer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. It's like it converts the battery to plug power. So you can take plug power anywhere you go with a Milwaukee battery.
Nice. I like
pretty
that.
Cool. So I'm going to take my computer and I'm going to sit in the park and I'm going to enter all of our numbers over the next few months. I feel like allowing myself some months to do this will be good.
It definitely takes some time, for sure.
Well, that's just for me. I'm sure someone who knew what the fuck they were doing and wasn't going into it blind would maybe do it faster. But for me, I feel like if I work steadily away at it, then maybe by the end of it, I'll produce a quote.
Chad, when are you hopping on the HGH HQ?
You have 100% of my time as soon as the season's done. I'm gonna absolutely. I'll sign up.
The time tracking is coming available very shortly. Which may be useful.
Can I do that without the rest of the stuff to start?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want it. Right. Sign me up. Do I need to make an account?
I'll send you the information.
I feel like if I'm doing this, Chad, and you can do that shit that you do on an iPad, you could do this.
Yeah, you maybe give me more credit than I deserve. It took me a long time to learn how to do that shit on the iPad. Which you said you wanted to do too. You never picked that up. I gave you a nice list of everything that you needed to do what I can do, and then you just didn't follow through.
I agree. I have a new. I feel like a lot of stuff at our company is like. Here's something that's interesting. Kelly has been really taking a deep dive into all of our numbers at our company, and obviously we're having, you know, that place with a lot of pools is causing some cash flow problems. So I'm not going to pretend it's not. Um, we have a lot of like different crushing factors right now at the company, so we're taking a really deep dive and changing things. But one of the interesting things was that both of us thought that our sales last year were like 2.5 million, but our sales actually were 3.1 million. So there's just like a missing $600,000. So we didn't fucking know about, which sounds funny, except that I believe there's some people that's their whole fucking company that we lost. Like there's some landscaping companies out there that do $600,000 a year in revenue.
Oh yeah.
And I fucking, we lost that. I lost that last year. Like, I don't mean lost it like we lost 600 grand. I mean, we didn't know that we had 600 grand in sales extra, so I feel like we probably need to track things differently. So I think part of it is because we grew really fast.
Did you not bill for it, or you billed for it? You just didn't
I think it just got I think it just got put into a different column in the QuickBooks or something. Like it I don't know. Like the money existed. We spent it. It came in. It went out. I guess it had something to do with doing our taxes. Maybe it's where this all came out in the wash. It's more just a lesson in we need to watch our rules as the company gets bigger, and we need to change them.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm making a consistent effort to. Part of my problem my whole life has been I find very little intrinsical self-value in doing office work.
Yeah.
I don't find a lot of self-value, and it doesn't make me feel good about myself. And so I've never done much of it. So after some soul searching this weekend, I decided that fucking over the 10 people that trusted us with their lives to work here makes me feel less self-value than doing some office work and trying to focus my life on that. That makes me feel shittier about myself, knowing that if I don't do these things, I'm probably going to fuck over 10 people that believe in us and have chosen to come and work with us. That makes me feel shittier than doing office work. So I'm going to do this stuff like with Mike and the Hardscape headquarters. And I have access to our company banking information on my computer now that I've never had before, ever.
Like you can send an e-transfer now.
I can't. First time in your life. I've never sent. I'm not. I refuse to e-transfer money still. But I think that just having a hard look at where we are as a company, I can either bury my head in the sand until things are so fucked up they can't change, or I can get my head out of the fucking sand and start to realize that there's a lot more to. Like I need to things I've never prioritized before. I'm going to prioritize them for a year and see how it goes, because it's really easy to just go back to doing what I was doing where I didn't know anything. So it's easy. It's so if after 12 months I don't like that, this has made absolutely zero change, which I think it's already made changes. So I think that the chances of it making zero are, anyways, that's where we are when people aren't driving into our bins. But even the cost of recouping the bins, like that's not something, like we bought them all. There's like 17 of them now. And let's just say that like the bins we bought last year were $7,500 each. So let's say that there's 17 of them, and let's say they have an average cost of $7,500 because I got to replace them.
It's 100.
So 120. We have $130,000 worth of bins we've bought in the last two years. Wow. But at some point, those bins are gonna be no good, I guess, or like they're gonna wear out. Like people beat the shit out of them. People don't give a fuck. Sometimes I pull up the sites and guys are banging out their skid steer on the side of on the top of the bin to clean out and I'll be like, "Hey, bro, that bin was $7,000. Fuck you. I don't know how much you made in a month, but I get it. But it wasn't $7,000. It's probably a good portion of your fucking salary, motherfucker. Stop fucking smashing my bin." Like I don't know why I'm not sure why anyone gets bins from us lately. Our bins are really getting fucking out of hand. But we do have to legitimately replace those things, right? Or like the split bins actually have a lot of maintenance costs that I've never thought about before. Brad pulls the splitters in and out of them for the winter. He puts them back in. They have to be greased and oiled. There's all kinds of airlines that fuck up on them, and replacing the electrical, like to get the splits to work. Like there's a lot of like, I bet Brad had, if I really look into it, I bet he had $1,000 a bin last year taking care of those two bins.
Right.
They're aluminum, so we paid to get them polished so they look nice. Like they're shiny and polished. Like they are cool. Like they look great on the trucks. But like there's all kinds of these intrinsic costs that are solely to do with that bin that now I'm looking at it going, fuck, okay. That bin actually, anyways, I'm sure that everyone else has already done this and it's not really amazing to them, but it's like, oh fuck, this stuff. I don't know. Trying hard to change how I am. That doesn't mean I'm going on anyone's Know Your Numbers fucking podcast. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm going to become the next guru.
The Know Your Numbers guru?
I'm just making videos about how you should buy your shit. And one thing I did find out is that a lot of the stuff that I thought was like potentially fucked up isn't, and a lot of the interest rates we have on things that we bought are really fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Because we bought them 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of our stuff is almost paid for that we owe money on. So because we bought it 4 or 5 years ago, like all 3 of our Bobcat pieces of equipment have like less than 12 months, I think 12 months or less.
Yeah.
So like that's good stuff to get off the books.
Nice.
Anyways, it's an interesting process, Mike. Everyone should do it, even if they don't. Even if you just do it just to see it, it's a good process.
I appreciate that.
I'm thankful that Mike will be helping me on Tuesday at 7:30 though. Actually, I think it's Saturday.
I think it's Saturday. I thought so too. You made me think, like, are we supposed to be doing it right now?
No, it's Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday at 6:00.
All right.
But I did like your program, Mike, and I did it compared to all the other ones I've never used. I felt like it's the best one I've ever used. I'm just like, no, it was great. I really liked it. It was pretty easy to use and pretty straightforward.
That's the goal. The goal is to make it user friendly. So,
and the videos were very helpful.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I had a good experience, and it very easily could have gone sideways for me. So, if anything else, be proud that you're the first person of many who've tried who have nailed me down to actually fucking start punching my numbers into something. So that is like, if you take that to your grave, that might be the best thing you've ever done.
That's beautiful. I'll put that on my resume.
On your resume, got Paver King to fucking punch his numbers.
Wow.
Put it in my bio. Instagram.
Chad's feeling guilty now.
Yeah, Chad needs to get signed up now.
Yeah, I will as soon as I have the freedom of winter.
The freedom of winter. Maybe you can go down on vacation next year and enter your numbers around the pool.
Absolutely, I would love to. Business, I'll expense the whole trip based on that.
Exactly. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we should do an episode where you compare, once you've got the software set up, your numbers and an estimate compared to what you actually estimated in the past.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I'll do that. Absolutely. I'll do that.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll do that. Yeah. That's awesome. I want to see this. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I want to see how that happens. Yeah. I'm interested in how that turns out. I wonder how it'll be, because I like to think I track everything in my fucking head.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it'll knock me down a peg. I'm not as great as I think.
Some of the things that we have, we've always had budgets for maintenance. Like on three of the big trucks, I always had $30,000 a year budget for maintenance. On the 3 older trucks, on the new one, I budgeted $15 a year when we bought it, because you still burn tires. Like tires are $500 each now, so it's like $2,000 to put rears on the back of a truck.
Mm-hmm.
So we it seems like you say 30 grand and people think it's a lot of money, but it's really fucking. Last year, the one truck we did the turbo and the DPF, it was $17,000.
You gotta love trucks.
Gotta love them if you want to own them. Gotta fucking love them. I called Christy today because I saw her, and I was like, no matter how shitty my day's going, when her truck drives by me, it makes me so fucking happy. It's just such a badass vehicle, all murdered out with the big pink crown on the back. It's just fucking sick. Looks awesome. The rims are all blacked out, well, mostly, except for the fucking stupid hydrojet things blew it off. Mostly. Anyways, I'm excited to keep people updated weekly on my progress with the Hardscape headquarters. So are we all good, guys? We've got 2 episodes here.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. This is the end of the episode. If you decide that my bin's in the road, I will not be polite about it. But this is the end of the episode.